Hi everyone.
Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we will dive right back into the world of Pokemon. This time, this time with a 1,000-piece confrontation between Pokemon puzzle. During the voiceover, we will be talking about two important things in the world of Pokemon: types of Pokemon and how the battles in the Pokemon world works. So enjoy the solve and maybe learn something new or else that you didn't know about the Pokemon before. See you on the other side.
A type refers to an elemental property associated with both Pokemon and their moves. There are 19 types in total. The first 15 types were introduced in Generation 1. Both Steel and Dark were added in Generation 2, increasing the total to 17 before Fairy was introduced as the 18th type in Generation 6. The 19th and most recent type has been added in Generation 9, Stellar. For Pokemon, a type determines mainly how resistant or vulnerable it is to moves used on them. For moves, a type determines how effective it is on the targeted Pokemon. The type of moves and Pokemon are based on its characteristics or nature. Each type has its own strengths and weaknesses, and most of them are logical setups. Examples include Fire-type Pokemon being weak against Water-type Pokemon, Ice-type Pokemon being weak against Fire-type Pokemon, and Water-type Pokemon being weak against Electric-type Pokemon. Each type has its own strengths and weaknesses, and most of them are logical setups. Examples include Fire-type Pokemon being weak against Water-type Pokemon, Ice Pokemon being weak against Fire-type Pokemon, and Water-type Pokemon being weak against Electric-type Pokemon. Such matchups apply to moves as well. A Fire-type move, such as Overheat, inflicts a lot of damage on a Grass-type Pokemon. Most species of Pokemon with evolved forms retain the same type when they evolve, but this does not apply to all of them. For example, Scyther and its evolved form Cleaver are both a bug type primarily, but Cleaver has Rock as a secondary type instead of Flying like Scyther. Some Pokemon change their type altogether when they evolve, most notably Eevee, a normal type, which can evolve into one of 8 different forms. Similarly, Cubone, a ground type, evolves into Marowak, a fire and ghost type, in Alola. Gloom, in particular, loses its secondary type, Poison, when it evolves into Bellosum, a pure grass type. Several species of Pokemon have only one type, but many also have a secondary type if it has characteristics that fall under 2 elemental properties. This does not always apply. Psyducks and Golducks are pure water-type Pokemon, despite also having psychic capabilities. Groudon is pure ground-type Pokemon, despite being associated with fire and magma. And Darkrai is a pure dark-type Pokemon, despite being a ghost. A Pokemon's secondary type affects mainly which types of moves it can use, its physical appearance, and how effective moves of a certain type are against it. Some Pokemon have 2 types that usually do not go together, such as Lantern being a water-electric type, Ludicolo being a grass-water type, and Jumpluff being a grass-flying type. Pokemon battles have been a major part of the Pokemon franchise since their introduction in Generation 1. A Pokemon battle involves a confrontation between one or more Pokemon trainers or wild Pokemon. It appears in nearly all forms of Pokemon media except only a few such as Pokemon Channel. The Pokemon compete against each other with the goal of defeating the opposing party. They use the moves available to them to harm their opponent, either directly or indirectly, or to protect themselves from taking damage. Pokemon battles rarely involve both wild Pokemon on opposing sides, with one side usually having Pokemon. Pokemon battles rarely involve both wild Pokemon on opposing sides, with one side usually having Pokemon under the ownership of a Pokemon trainer. In any battle, a Pokemon trainer can have up to 6 Pokemon, which is the highest number they can have in their party. When each side involves a Pokemon trainer, battles become more similar to a... Ja, das möchte ich. In any battle, a Pokemon trainer can have up to 6 Pokemon, which is the highest number they can have in their party. When each side involves a Pokemon trainer, trainers are competing to defeat all Pokemon on the opposing side. Once a Pokemon has lost all of its HP, it faints and cannot continue in battle. In trainer battles, whoever has no Pokemon left on the team is considered defeated. The traditional setup of the Pokemon battle involves only 2 sides. In Generation 1 and Generation 2, all Pokemon battles involve only 2 sides competing, with only a single Pokemon present on each side at once. From Generation 3 onward, varieties of Pokemon battles have been introduced, and their differences are usually the number of Pokemon present and sometimes the number of Pokemon trainers.
This one was a delight. Easily sortable, not that much tricky parts. Only downfall was during the filming. The camera stopped recording somewhere in the middle, so we tried to trace back our steps and start some parts again. So the final time is not that accurate, but it is somewhere between 4 to 5 hours. We do really enjoy Pokemon puzzles and we can't wait to do more of them or maybe do some again. Let us know in the comments down below if you also enjoy Pokemon puzzles or Pokemon in general. Also, leave us a like if you like the video and maybe subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Till next time, happy puzzling everyone.
Happy puzzling!